friends to the animation experience at Conservation Station. Since the 1930s, Disney animators have put their pencils to paper in service of the idea that the greatest inspiration often comes from the magic of nature. Walt Disney himself understood the importance of spending time around animals, studying their behavior and personalities in order to create realistic characters and dynamic storylines. This meeting of the human and animal worlds sparked a legacy of storytelling that has shaped our relationship with animals and conservation forever. Today we invite you to become a part of that legacy as our own Disney artists help you learn to sketch characters inspired by the very animals found here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Get your pencils ready, because here comes our animation artist now.
I'm already here. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, one and all, to the animation experience here at Conservation Station. All right, good to see all your smiling masks. Nice to have you here. My name is Mike, and I'm going to be the artist for this class, teaching all of you how to draw one of our classic Disney characters. When you guys came in, did you happen to notice the character you were drawing? Do you remember who it was? Yes, it's Todd from Fox and the Hound from 1981. You guys remember the movie Fox and the Hound? Show of hands? Remember? Oh, a whole bunch of you do. All right, you did see your film. Very good. Good job. Yes. Oh, it's a cute little fox from Fox and the Hound. We're going to be drawing him. Now let's make sure we have everything we need for our class. Paper, pencil, blackboard. You have all those items. Very, very important to have those items. Great. If your pencil habits break at any point in the class, just raise your hand up. One of my buddies will be happy to come around to you to get you another pencil. All right. Now, at any point, we need to also keep something else in mind here inside the animation experience. We need to keep these masks on above our nose, below our chin, filling in all the space in between, work properly for the duration of the class. Since there's no food or beverages, he's going to stay on the entire time, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but I'm still going to do this. All right. Now, one more thing we need, and that is the inspiration to be able to draw these characters. Now, many years ago, Walt would bring live animals into the studio to inspire his artists to draw more lifelike and believable characters. And since our theme for this cycle of our characters is cute baby characters, or cute baby characters, we're going to be drawing a baby character as well. So in order to inspire you, Walt would bring live animals in to inspire his artists. We're going to be inspired a little different way here. We're going to show you some clips of basically the science of cuteness. If there's such a thing as the science, yes, the science of cuteness. So take a look to the screen left and right, and let's get inspired.
A baby meerkat is a playful kit. A little seahorse is a floating fry. A beetle, a wiggly grub. When you think of a hatchling, you may think of something like this. But since a hatchling comes from an egg, it can also be a reptile, amphibian, or fish. When you hear colt, you may think that is a baby zebra name. Strangely enough, it can also be a chick of a crowned crane. And if that's not confusing enough, this short, stocky rhino is a calf, and so is the 6-foot-tall baby giraffe. Luckily, these two, called piglets, look similar, both with pivoty snouts. The baby warthogs excitedly running tails in the air, and baby red river hogs wallowing without a care. Whether they come as one or as many, covered with fur, scales, skin or feathers aplenty, whatever you call them, no matter the name, we will care for each of them deeply, just the same.
Cool. So now with a male fox, a baby fox, a male fox is called a Reynard, or even a dog fox, or Todd. And it's that his name, of course, is Todd. T-O-D-D is the name for the male fox, but his name happens to be Todd, T-O-D. Now, by that same token, then you have the female fox in the story. The female fox is called a vixen. And the female fox in the story has a name, also Vixie, so it's kind of an equal compromise here. Okay, let's keep going. For all the equal names you have today, characters, we're going to begin drawing top. So we have this nice looking, weird looking circle in our page. Let's figure out where the eyes are going to go to get started. Now, we have the very bottom here. We want to see this. There's this short little bitty line right there. What I'd like you to do on the left side is draw a little line, very lightly going up to this line at the bottom of the circle. Very lightly. This is just to help you frame the character, okay? Right up there. I want to give you the right position to be able to draw the eye in the right location. Now, the width of this little bitty line below is about as wide as my thumb. But how wide that is for me, about an inch. We're going to use that to go an inch over here inside our guideline. About an inch over, which is the same width down here. And that is the center of where our eye is going to sit. Now, the angle of the eye is kind of a little angle to it. It's not straight up and down. We're going to have a slight tilt to it, almost a little variation like this. And let us draw an egg-shaped oval for that eye. So very lightly now, we're going to draw our eye. Egg-shaped oval. So the narrow part of the egg is at the top. The wider part of the egg is going to be obviously towards the bottom. So lightly draw this in. Once again, since there's no erasers, you definitely want to draw this lightly and have a nice little tilt to that shape for the eye. Don't make it dark. It will eventually, just not yet. Okay? Now, we can go ahead and put a little cheek in here. And we're going to give him a cute little cheek. And I'm going to start at the bottom, kind of thinking of this as kind of like a spoon with a spoon holding an egg. So here's our little cheek pushing up on the side. I'm making that dark, obviously. You guys can see it a little easier. And then we can go ahead and darken our little shape for our eye. The egg shape. Okay? Now I'm going to give him some eyelashes here at the top. And the eyelashes really, we're just going to kind of make this a little thicker. Stretch this across the top a little bit. And a little bit over. So this is the extent of our lashes. Yes. On the top there. Nice little arc. And that's what we're going to draw for our lashes. The next thing to add here is going to be a pupil. Yes, now, the height for the pupil, this is pretty easy. Look at the full length of this oval shape here, right in the middle. About halfway up. About halfway up inside here, that is going to be the height for our pupil. And now we can turn this into another oval. A slightly chunkier oval, but another oval just the same. There, that's the pupil. Now if you want to, we can make a little reflection of light inside the eye, putting a tiny circle inside of it, and shade it through. Shade around it. And there we go, nice little reflection. Yes. Very cool, and there's our eye. Let's add in a little bitty crease for the top of the eyelid. Just above it, here it is, nice little crease. There we go, right on top. Nice. Now let's switch to the other side, figuring how we're going to draw the other eye. Oh, well, because Todd's head is turned slightly, it's not the same distance from the other side. So what I want you to do is pay very close attention now. Look at the distance we have down below. Remember this distance we used this with my thumb, which is about an inch? We're going to take just that distance alone and then draw a mark over here to give us the center of the other eye. So it's the same distance down below, just moving it up to this line. And that is going to be where we're going to angle this one. And this eye, too, is going to have an angle to it. And it's going off in this direction, and then we can draw out our next egg-shaped oval. There. Draw that in. Nice egg-shaped oval. Narrow at the top, a little wider at the base. And it is leaning. See how it leans to the right a little bit? You can lean too. Yeah, kept it light. Now we got it in. Don't worry about the fact that this eye looks like it is closer to the edge of the circle than this one is. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Let's go ahead and put in a little eyelid on the top of this one too. Going towards the right. So kind of thicken it in at the top. Darken it over. Here it is. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But we do need to add the other cheek in on this side too. So let's put a little cheek. A nice little curve, kind of like another spoon. bottom. I'll make it darker to really let it stand out. And then you can go ahead and curve out the rest of the shape for your eye, like so. There. Got that on in. Fantastic. Now let's add in the pupil. Same distance. Remember, it's about halfway up across the eye here. Let's go and draw in our oval shape for the pupil. Now you may think there is some symmetry involved in this, and there is, but it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. It's going to be slightly askew, and that's okay. The pupils, you do want them to be roughly the same shape and size. Make some consistency there. And I'll put a little circle for the reflection of light in the eye as well. And shade that in. There's our pupils for the eyes. Yes. Now, canids, they've got vertically slit pupils. Oh, I'm sorry. Unlike most canids. Most canids have, actually, most dogs have got regular shaped eyes, but vertically slit pupils are what typically felines have. Cats have more of those. And with the vertical slits, it makes it easier than it does for most ones, because the vertical slits, they can close them tighter and allows them to be able to precisely regulate the amount of light needed to help them hunt across a wide variety of different light conditions. So other canids don't have the vertical slit eyes, but here you have it in a box. Right, and of course you don't see that here. You don't see that at all right now, but you don't see them here because in animation we want the eyes to look more recognizable and to give them more anthropomorphic features to make them more adorable and more cute. If you give them very, very narrow eyes, it almost makes them look alien-like and not quite as fun. Not quite as cute, so yeah, we're going to give them more anthropomorphic features here. Alright, now let's put in the other curve for the eyelid right above it. Here we go, nice little curve. The second curve in the eyelid, and there we go. Alright, now let's work with the snout. Move down a little lower and work on the snout. Right down here, I'm going to draw a little curve, a little hill-like shape for the beginning of my snout. Now, the snout is coming towards us, so you really can't tell that it's sticking out. But remember, this is we're going to do some foreshortening to create that effect. Right? So let's create the shape of the snout. First, we need to figure out how far this snout line is going to go. You can kind of use the center of the eye to kind of ballpark how much further to go. But here is where the curve for the snout is going to slide along. I'm going to draw a little bit of hill curve right here. There it is. And it gives you the left side. Okay. For the right side, very, very similar. This time we're going to slide a little closer to our circle. Yeah, it's going to slow it down. I'm going to modify mine a little bit and draw that across. There we go. That's the cool thing about drawing lightly. You can change your lines as you go. I want mine to have a little more of a downward slope. And there it is. Our snout. Okay, how about a nose? We need to draw a nose, yes. For the nose, it's how to describe this? It's like a guitar pick. Yes, kind of a guitar pick shape. I'm going to start at the top of my nose, and most of it's going to be towards the left, with a bit of it on the right. A guitar pick-like shape. And we're also going to show two portions of the nose. The top part of the nose is going to be a little shinier, the bottom part. Yeah, most of these animals, they have a wet nose. And the wet nose is achieved by drawing moisture from a little thing called a philtrum. Well, to show that our nose is wet, we're going to draw one line across our nose here. Get this little guitar pick shape. Piece in. Slightly shifted to the left a little. There we go. And now we're going to show where that shinier part of the nose is going to be. So right across here, we'll draw a little line. And then shade in the dark part of the nose. This gives it that wet look, that shiny look we need. Typically there's a philtrum. We're not going to draw the philtrum though. You're going to indicate it by the slit of the muzzle just below. Alright, now that we're getting over here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm drawing and see it a little easier, I hope. Alright, let's work on the muzzle shape. Muzzle shape. So just below the nose, this is where the philtrum would be. Draw a little curve going left and right. Take the slit of the muzzle. Kind of like the curve you have up here, but not quite as big. And for the rest of the snout, I'll start over here on the right side, come down to the eye, and just kind of bring this on over and connect it. and draw the shape of our snout or lower fox. For the left side, because we've got an angle here, it's going to be more of an angled line as well. It's going to dip down and curve a little wider to meet up with that shape of the snout. See? You don't have to worry about too much symmetry here. It's going to be all right in the drawing. Okay? There's the left side. Now we need to draw in the mouth. Sure, let's put in a mouth over here. We're going to curve the mouth being opened up a little bit. So here it is, a little bit of an S curve at the very bottom. Sliding that over. And then from the left side, the mouth's going to curve a little wider from the muzzle. So drag this a little lower and sweep that in. So there it is. It's a mouth. You're going, how is that a mouth? Well, they'll make it easier for you. We'll put a tongue in here. Two overlapping lines, or two overlapping hills. Creating a tongue. And yes, shade in that little gap in the back. So the mouth, there we go. Alright, we have the mouth. Where's the lip? Not a problem. The lip just is going to go below our little line right here. So I'm going to lightly sketch this in, knowing that this is fur. So we'll make it look like fur in just a moment. Just kind of draw the shape of our little mouth, of our lip, the other side, and it kind of gives us the rough shape we're going to use for the bottom lip. Just kind of lightly sketching that in. Alright, now we've got this fox character here. We need to kind of draw more of the shape of that head, and more of the shape you relate to as a part of a fox. And that is going to be, it's going to be these shapes that go way out here to the side. So I'm going to have to back up a little bit to all the drawing, and way up here, it's these lines that are going to be there for the ears. Just kind of imagine a line going straight down. If you want to draw on your canvas, just to help you draw this much shape. In the center, that little line going all the way down. All right? Now, from the side of the head, I'm going to slope this on over to that line. And then I'm going to drag it from this little mark way down here to the bottom of the side of our liquid we've sketched. There, kind of gets us started for the side of a fur, the red fur on the side of a fox. Switch sides. Very, very similar. You can use the edge of this one way over here, lightly drawing a line going down. You need to see the reference point from the edge of the skyline at the top, going down. And from the eyebrow, way over here, we'll draw a little curve for this side of the fur. Lightly drawing it in to the edge. And then once again, we will curve from there all the way to the bottom. A quick outline for that entire shape. Very cool. Now that it's in place, we can go ahead and make this a little more distinct. We can turn this into fur by drawing in some little curves. So there's these sections of fur sticking out to the left. And it helps us out a little bit. And then I can kind of follow this all the way down the bottom, connecting it to my lip. And then from the lip, I'll do the same thing, kind of add a little bit of fur at the bottom there. Just a little fur at the very, very bottom. And I see it put some wispy shapes in here for fur. And then from the right side, I'm darker over this one too. Drag it over, let some of the fur shapes stick out. And then close this off as well. Great. Alright, the muzzle is almost finished. We kind of got the snout figured out here. There's still some things missing. We need to close the shape of this muzzle off. Remember, with a red fox, they've got that reddish color to their fur, but they have a white section as well. And that's part of the snout here. So we're going to go ahead and add in a little shape to give us that white portion of the snout. There's the left, and here's the one on the right. And it's just a little color distinction. Shape to go in. Since we're here, you can keep that going. Here's some more of it from the neck. More of the fur going to the left. And even show a little bit of the neck curving towards the shoulder. And then from the right side, kind of a similar mark, just kind of shows some transition as we move to the rest of our body. But the top part is completely missing. We haven't done anything for the top yet. Let's take care of that too. Eyebrows. Eyebrows are very, very expressive for animated characters, and probably the most expressive part you'll see on a Disney character, expressive eyebrows. And since they're covered in fur, it's kind of hard to tell where the eyebrows will be. But in a Disney character, we usually mix some distinguishing marks to bring out the eyebrows. As was going to be the case here. Let's draw some eyebrows for Todd. Looks like kind of like an inverted Nike swoosh, or kind of like a very fuzzy looking boomerang. Just going to draw a little shape to suggest the fur here, right above the eye, crossing over that guideline we have. There. And since these are dark, you can shade those in. Shade in that fur for the eyebrow. For the other eyebrow, this is going to be a little smaller. Don't let it fool you. It's not going to be nearly as big as the other one, for the simple reason that the head is turned. So we're going to put some fur shape in here as well. Adjust the eyebrow. But it looks like it's smaller. It isn't, it's just a turned head. And once again, you can kind of go in the fur there too. Great, now we get getting closer. Covered in fur. Now, of course, when they're babies, though, they don't really have that beautiful red coloring. That doesn't happen until about a month after they've been born. So they end up having a kind of a brownish or gray color to them. But he's old enough now. He's going to have a little mop of hair on his head. So let's go ahead and draw a little shape for the hairs. I'm going to go ahead and kind of extend this up and create. Let me just open this up a little bit and create some hair for Todd. So just some loose shapes here. He's sticking out, curving it on over. Let the fur really, it can be as long as you want the hair to be, or as short as you wish to have it. You can curve right across the forehead, as I'm drawing on now. Right over the forehead, and then I'll just draw a couple of wispy sections here on top of the head. There we go. Okay, so there's nothing left for us to be able to draw for a fox. No other redeeming character, nothing characteristic that fox need to have, because it's not done, right? Look, what's missing? Ears, yes. This is one of those things, the features that a lot of these animals have that makes them so adorably cute. Huge ears, really huge, little cute ears. So we're going to draw the ears in next. And we need those guidelines at the top to help us do this, so I'm going to zoom out a little more. All right, let's take it from the middle of this little line way up here. We're going to draw the shape for our ear. Now, if you're wondering, you could almost use this guideline here to the bottom of the eye and go through it. It's a little cheat technique. You can draw that, help you figure out the shape for the ear. See how it kind of continues on from here? I didn't tell you that. Little cheat technique. There you go. The top, the bottom part. Now for the upper portion of the ear. Way up here. I'll kind of start this over near the top of my circle where the hair starts out. And draw in the top portion for our ear. Great. Now the rest of the ear. Let's separate the inside of the ear from the outside of the ear. Same guideline for the top of the eyebrows. Take this all the way up. And slide this on down. Separates the inside from the outside. We'll even add in some more ear hairs. Whiskers aside. And we even have a little tip at the top for the hair. Here we can let this be dark. And black piece at the top. Shade that in if you wish. The tips of the ear. And let's switch sides and draw the other one. Yeah, right there in the middle of that little guideline. Let's go ahead and figure out where the top of the ear goes here. And kind of stretch this over. As for the bottom of the ear, same guideline for the eyes. Look at this. You can keep go through. And just keep going outside. And bring it on down. So yes, I'm still using that little guideline to help me draw my ears. Because it can continue to go through that same guideline here. You know how to separate the ears as well. The inside from the out. Here it is. Curve like that distinction. You need to draw in some ear hairs. So kind of draw this in as well. A couple of curves inside. And let's finish off the top tips of our ears as well. Now, in the film, in the film, even though it does turn out pretty good for these characters, Widow Tweed is the one who ends up taking care of this little baby fox. Probably not the wisest of things to do, taking a wildlife animal that way without any proper training. So if you're really curious about an orphaned or an injured animal turning up in your area, try to check with a local wildlife rehabilitation center and let them properly be able to help you take care of the animal, because you never know what could happen, and it's just a little safer that way. And there you go, there is our little fox. And if you want to shade some more of it red, you can, but we don't have time for that. There you go, guys, a quick lesson on learning how to draw Todd. Did you guys have fun drawing Todd? Yes. Did the drawings turn out better than you thought they would? It's always kind of whether it's adorable or horrible, you guys did it. You actually came through. Guys, remember, you didn't have an eraser to be able to draw that character. You did it without an eraser. That's pretty cool. Yep. Take a look over there at far below right. You're going to see some black white images of an artist of the past. In the back there, Red Scott and Mary Claire. Red Scott's first female Disney animator. Those two gentlemen in the middle, those are two of the 9 old men. That's Frank and Elvin. If you'd like to know more about them, check them out on Disney Plus. There's a great program there called Frank and Elvin. They're all about them, all the contributions they made. Has been one word, dude. If you don't know who that guy is, I really can't help you. Because his name is practically everywhere around here. And you see him over there. Then they have the drawings of live animals as a reference. On the blackboard he's holding is not unlike your blackboard you're holding right now. They had live animals to be their inspiration. We had all the cute videos as our inspiration. So guys, for the past 25 minutes, you have been walking in the shoes of a Disney animator. Give yourself a big round of applause. You guys did a great job. So you know that everyone knows whose awesome artwork this is. Congratulations, you are latest set of unpaid animation Disney intern. So there you are. Great. Now, in just a few moments, the voiceover is going to be dismissing you from the animation experience. However, that is not your cue to exit. No. Maintain your physical distancing. We need to maintain our 6 feet. So I know it's 3 feet outside, but here we're going to maintain 6 feet. So my friends over here, Karen and Heather, okay, so Karen and Heather are going to be dismissing you group by group, so do not get up until they tell you it's okay to get up. Once the voiceover is done. All we want back from you are those blackboards. That blackboard's going to be placed in the bins over there, like putting a piece of bread in a toaster to hold towards the top. That's how they do it. Those pencils and drawings are yours to take home. The pencil's a souvenir from us to you as a reminder you didn't have that eraser. Keep it with you. Yes, have those framed, have them bronzed, turn into jewelry, or you can put them in our bin over there and put it in a vault and put it on the property and later on in your honor. But yes, the drawings, take those home with you too. Hang those up on the wall. This is fridge-worthy artwork, guys. As a token of what you did here in the animation experience. You can have these for weeks, months, even years to go by as a memory of being here. Or if you want to, you can just put them on your fridge or take them over to Home Depot and Lowe's and put them on their fridge and see what happens if you do that. Guys, it was a pleasure sharing with you out of Todd the Fox. We look forward to having you come back for future classes, and we'll see each and every one of you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you all for joining us in the animation experience at Conservation Station. Please gather your personal belongings before exiting, and remember to take your artwork with you. We hope you enjoy the rest of your visit at Rafiki's Planet Ranch and the rest of your adventure here at Disney's Animal Kingdom.